Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna go through my eyeshadow palette collection. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it by brand. And what I would like to do with this series of going through my collection is seeing how I feel about these items now, currently, because some of these items I've purchased and repurchased over the years, and I have created my eyeshadows down quite a bit over the years. I used to have tons and tons and tons of palettes. I have given them away to friends. I have done a lot of things over the years and created my collection down to what I really wanted. But it's time for me to go back through my collection again. So today's brand that we're gonna go over today is Juviasplace. So as you saw on my thumbnail, these are the current ones that I still have in my collection. So I'm gonna go back through them with you, and we're gonna do swatches, and I'm gonna see how I think about, what do I think about them now. So if you wanna see me go through these items, see the swatches on them, how they look on my skin complexion, and also hear my thoughts on them, then just stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to show you the stack that I have here from Juviasplace. So we're going to go through these one by one. And the first one I have here is the Chocolates by Juvia's. The Juviasplace was one of the first indie brands that I tried years ago. I used to get just about every one of their palettes. I loved the formulation. And over the years, I started falling in love with some of the other brands like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath and some of the other indie brands. But for some reason, no matter what brands that I tend to have gone through, and I've tried quite a few, I still tend to go back to the formulation of Juviasplace as far as the old shimmers. And if you know what I mean, not the iridescent shimmers they have now or the real glittery type shimmers that got a little more texture to them, that when you smooth them out, then it blends in. This is the old-timey shimmer formulation that I still do love, that Juviasplace carries. And the last video, I think it would have been the last couple of videos that you would have seen, I was wearing one of these palettes, and I'm wearing that same palette today. So when I get to that palette, I'll let you know what that one is. And I'll tell you what colors I wore in today's look, as well as in the looks that I did with the other one. And with both looks, I got a lot of compliments with it. And this is an older palette, so it lets you see that this one particular palette still stands the test of time as far as looks you can create with it, and that people will still compliment you on, and that is still very good. So, but the first one I'm going to go over today is the Chocolates. So the Chocolates, like I said, is this one. This is what the palette looks like. As you can tell, like it says, it is the Chocolates. I have used this several times, even though it's not going to show a lot of dips in it, but I can see where I've used it quite a bit. I'm going to be using this on for swatches, and I also have my wipes here to go. But let's go through and just watch what this looks like now. So, and I'm probably going to do 2 swipes on all of these to kind of get an idea of everything. This first, second, and this is the top layer so far. It's a different tone of the brown. And then bottom layer. First one. Second. And this one. So as you can see, this is a very neutral tone palette. Very good coloration. So for someone who loves a very chocolatey but neutral tone that it's not doing too much, very work appropriate, this one is a very good one. Really do enjoy these tones. It's good for everyday look is what that one is. It's just good for everyday look, and it still swatched very nicely, I think. So I really do like this one, and I will be keeping this one. Like I said, I'm going through them to see how they're swatching and see what my thoughts still are of them, to see if I want to keep them in my collection, because these are things that, like I said before, that I've already curated my collection quite a bit over the years, and these are things that I have kept already from before that made it through other declutters. This was before my channel, so that is still a good one for me. So let's move on to the next one, the Mauves by Juvia's. That's what this one looks like. Very nice colors. All right, we'll go back through these. These doesn't have any names of them on them, but they're just called pressed pigments. So we're going to go back through the top again. That's one swatch. Two. One, and this is the second one. That one. This one has a little bit more dryness to it. A little bit lighter than the other one. So all of those was mattes, and this is the first shimmery here. And this is a shimmer 2. Okay. So that is this palette here. The Mauves. I love how that shimmer has, this one here has a little bit of a tiny little duochrome going to it. Those are nice colors as well if you like more of those mauve tones. So other than that one feeling a little drier, it still is a nice palette. And the one that was a little bit more drier was this one on the end down here. This one here. Like I said, they don't have the names on these palettes, but that is a beautiful palette nonetheless. The next one I am going over is the Bronze Rustic. All right, so that's what that one looks like. Make sure this feels dry. All right, let's go in. You got that orangey yellowish color. That's one swatch. 2 swatches. I love colors like that. This is like a reddy, bright red color here, with like a bright orange red. That's one. And these are the shimmers that I said that are, like I said, I love shimmers like that. Don't get me wrong, I still love my sparkly ones, but I still love these kind of formulas like this as well. This is the other shimmer here. You can tell I love this one a lot because I got more of a dip going in this one. It's that orangey red Duracone kind of shift to it. Along with this matte, you can tell I use this one quite a bit. All right, so this is the Rustic palette. Very beautiful palette. I still do like this one as well. And all of the mattes on that one swatched just fine. So that's nice. So far, so good. Still liking them. They're still performing just fine. From the swatch, the touch feels just fine on these. And I keep these in a cool, dry place, you guys. And I keep them protected. So these stay in my little bins. This next one is the berries. This one, I played with, I have used a couple of times, but not as much as the other ones. I tend to shy away from the berries so much. But let's see what I still think about it. This one feels a little drier, so let's see. Still swatching nice. There's no patchiness. Okay. So far, so good. That one is nice and smooth feeling. And this is the first shimmer here. What this looks like in the pan and what it is coming out on my arm are two different things. So this is one of those dual chromey type shades here. And this one looks more like what it looks like in the pan. This pink here feels more drier as well, but it's swatching nice. And let's see about this dark plummy color. Now that one, what it looks like and what it's given is two different things. Now that one felt more drier. But I know purples for company seem to be very hard to do. But that one is still nice tones. But for some reason, sometimes the berry tones can look more like a bruisey look on my complexion. So like I said, I tend to shy away from them, especially in blush form. But those are nice. This colors is it's gonna be stuck on my fingertips. Let me try to get that off. So that was the berries. I'm on the fence about this one, so I might need to be playing with this one. So what I'm probably going to do is pull aside the ones I'm on the fence about, and I will be wearing them do wear tests with them to see how I still feel about it after I wear them a couple of times. And then we'll go from there. So this is kind of like on a chopping block right now. I still love the colors, but I don't know how much I'm gonna love it on my skin complexion. So I want to try that one out more on my eyeballs. All right, so this one here is going to my bigger palettes now. The Nomad by Juvia's. I know at one point they discontinued this and then they brought it back. And I don't know if they still have it or not. But this is, it either is my favorite Juviasplace palette or one of my favorites. And that's what this one looks like. All right, so the Nomad is that beautiful safari color that I absolutely feel is gorgeous. I think the artist did a great job with this picture on here. I love this picture on this one. But let's get to the swatches. This one I've done so many looks with over the years, and it's still, like I said, one of my favorites from Juvia's. And hopefully you'll be able to see in the swatches as to why. But it's definitely, this came out around the same time, I believe, like before, I believe, Natasha Denona did her Safari palette. And to be honest, Juvia's did it better, in my opinion. They don't have the formula Natasha has, but to me, they nailed the theme here. This Nomad theme, they did a great job with this palette. And if I can go back and find pictures that I've done with these palettes, I will go back and pull it and add it so you can see how these look on my eyeballs. But I will be doing videos with these coming up too, because I want to. It's so beautiful. This palette is so beautiful. I love it. So nice. All right, we got 3 more here. And last but not least, one of my favorite colors in here is this greenish brown color. So this is this one, Nomad by Juvia's. Gorgeous palette. Very gorgeous palette. I love this palette. And all of those still swatch very well, so I'm happy about that. It's still doing very good. My baby is still doing good. I have to look up whether they still even carry this palette, because I do enjoy it very much. So the next one is Warrior 2. Now Warrior 1 I did have, but that is the neutral and palette. And to me, the chocolates palette, between the chocolates and the rustic palette, that kind of replaced my Warrior 1 palette. It had those beautiful browns and gold colors in it, and I have enough of that in my collection, so I ended up getting rid of that a long time ago. And this one here is another one of my favorites, Warrior 2. So Warrior 2, this is the color story for that one. It's all mattes. And some people may say, oh, that's a basic palette, but this is a basic palette done right. So this one actually do have the names in it. This is a great transition shade for me. It's the first one. And I'm not even gonna try to say these names. But these are swatching still very good. It's my second swatch. Oh yeah, these are still so beautiful. Swatching very nicely, very nicely. They feel very smooth to the touch. And I think the formula's changed a little bit on these. Nice. Very happy with how these are swatching. Feel very good. These feel so smooth. Look at there, one. No skipping or anything. Doing very good. Last two. Beautiful palette. Those swatch so softly and creamy. Very soft to the touch. Very nice palette. And I love all those colors on my skin tone. Very nice. And these are very affordable. Juviasplace is a very affordable brand. The next one I have here is Warrior 3. And this is what this one looks like. I've definitely played quite a bit with this one. I love colorful shadows. So let's watch these and see how they feel. Here's the green. That's one swatch. Two. The yellow. These are a little bit more drier than the other one. But these kind of colors typically are. This other one, this one is smooth like the other one from the other palette. This is the orangey one. It's got more of a peachy color to it. These are still doing very well. This purple feels like the green and the yellow did. It's a little bit drier than the other ones were. But it's still swatching nicely. Now this pink one here feels the driest out of all of them. But gorgeous. One of my favorite blues in my collection. Isn't that beautiful? This one is a good one too. And last but not least is the matte blue. Very nice. All right, so this is the Warrior 3 palette. Very nice. Still swatched very nicely. Very beautiful colors. And that blue is absolutely gorgeous. Very nice. Still happy with that one. Still happy with it. All right. My next baby is the Tribe by Juvia's. This is another one that is a love. So, make sure this arm feels good enough. Keep her going. Green. Feels good. Second swatch. Orangey color. One and two. Then we got our row of shimmers. This is one of my favorites from the juviasplace here. It's a gorgeous flip in this one. This is another favorite here. Here's the other shimmer. And now we're back on the bottom row. This is another favorite matte. It has that undertone, that green undertone in it that I love. And here's another shimmer. Second swatch. And then that blue-green color. This one feels, it feels smooth, but it not as smooth as the other ones, but it doesn't feel dry like the other ones did. So this is the Tribe. Beautiful. Love that. Still love it. Very nice. Very nice. All right, and then last but not least, you guys, is the Saharan 2. Now, remember I was saying that I have a favorite. I don't know if it's between this one and the other one I was telling you. I don't know if this one, because this one I keep going back to. I love it so much. This was one of my first ones that I purchased from the Juvia's brand. Very first one. This is the one that I have on my eyeballs today. I've had it on all day. Had a couple of compliments on it. I'm wearing this blue here. And I'm wearing this one in my crease. The other day, I wore these two. Just those two shades. But let's swatch them all, because I love every shade in this. But I haven't worn every shade in a while, so I want to see how it's still performing. Gorgeous. This one has a nice little flip in it. All right, go to the next one. Another shimmer. Let's get number 2. Then we have the other shimmer here. That's more of a satiny shimmer color. This is the one that's on my eyeballs today. See how gorgeous that is? So beautiful. This whole metal roll, I love these shimmers in here. This is one of my favorite light blues in my collection. Has like it's got a dual chrome flip to it. It's got like a greenish light blue color to it. So nice. This brown here feels a little bit drier, but it still feels good. This red here definitely feels drier, but it still is swatching gorgeously. And last but not least, one of my favorite reddish browns in my collection. Like I said, I used it for both of those looks as my crease shade. But that's the Saharan. I love it. And it's on my eyeballs today. Very nice. So, overall, these have done very well. Still, they're holding up very good. Like I said, this brand has been in my collection the longest probably. Some of these, you know, I got when they released them around those times. Those minis came after a lot of those other bigger palettes. And some of those super huge palettes that Juvia's came out with, I thought they looked good, but I never was interested in the super big palettes. I never have been interested in the super big palettes. Even from ColourPop and all those other brands. Never interested in the big palettes, but I still love these. So let's see if I was to go back through these. I think the only one out of these that I was thinking that I felt was like on the chopping block that I would not, that I don't know about whether I should keep it or not, is probably the berry one. So this is the only one that I may consider decluttering in the future, but I want to play with it first. So this is the only one that will be on the chopping block for me. But as far as the other ones, I would definitely be keeping those. So still very happy with my Juvia's palettes, and I love how these stack up. I love stacking these like a book. I think they look very good displayed like that. I used to have them on my vanity for a long time just like this, and you see the names, and it's easy for grabbing when you're wanting to do a look. So I really do appreciate how they did that. They keep these palettes very nicely slim, and you can just grab what you want and go from there. So I thought whoever came up with that idea from them, their marketing, I thought that was an excellent idea. And these are great for traveling. So I've taken these traveling with me several times, even the medium size, because these aren't too big to me. So I've traveled with these more than any of, probably more than any other brand in my collection. I've traveled with my Juvia's palettes because of the fact that they're slim and sleek like this, and they are good quality eyeshadows to me. For your price, for the quality you're getting, for the bang for the shimmers and everything you're getting, I really do love the Juvia's Place brand for that. So these are the ones that over the years that I've kept in my collection, and I will continue to keep these. So the only one not knowing about right now is the berries ones, and that's only because of the undertones in here tend to be, especially on my skin tone, can look more like a bruisey type color. So that's not very flattering. So let me play with this one some more, and we'll see what I think about that after the fact. But that is it. So stay tuned for another future video where I will feature another brand going through my eyeshadow palette collection. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.